Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It is March 20th, 2023 and Barcelona are officially 12 points ahead of Real Madrid after winning a Clasico match the day of yesterday. Also, the club have reported more players who have gotten injured after yesterday's match, and more clubs have joined the long list of clubs that are interested in signing the Moroccan winger Abde. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. We'll begin with the news. Barcelona defeated Real Madrid 2-1 yesterday at the Spotify Camp Nou. And with this victory, Barcelona are now 12 points ahead of Real Madrid at the top of La Liga table. Now, this doesn't mean that La Liga season is over and that Barcelona will be champions. Not at all. There are still plenty of matches left. 12 matches to be more specific. But nonetheless, 12 points are a good advantage over your rivals. And this is the kind of advantage that no other team has been able to come back from. Now, another advantage that Barcelona do have in this La Liga title race is that they have won most of their difficult away matches during the first half of the season. So the remainder of the matches, most of them are going to be at the Spotify Camp Nou, which is of course always plays in your favor when you play at home. Meanwhile, Real Madrid have a lot of difficult matches away from the Santiago Bernabeu. So hopefully all this will play in favor of Barcelona and we'll see Barcelona achieve their season goal of winning La Liga title. Now, this is the third Clasico match that Barcelona are winning in a row this season after defeating Real Madrid in the Spanish Super Cup 3-1 and becoming champions, and after defeating Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey, or the first leg of the Copa del Rey, 0-1, and now this 2-1 victory at the Spotify Camp Nou, which makes the statement of the former Barcelona legend Thierry Henry that all clubs in Europe fear Real Madrid, but Real Madrid fear Barcelona. Now, yesterday's match was an absolutely spectacular match and one of the most thrilling El Clasico matches in the last few years, where Barcelona played better than Real Madrid and created more chances, and where if it wasn't for Ronald Araujo's own goal, I don't think Real Madrid would have done anything. Now, in the stands, we saw Pep Guardiola, who was a special invitee of the club, and as soon as the cameras panned on him and his image popped up on the big screen, the entire stadium went crazy, and the Barcelona legend got a standing ovation from the entire Spotify Camp Nou, which was very cool to see. Now, another invitee of Barcelona was Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who was seen at the locker room of Barcelona celebrating all the players, which just goes to show how much impact he had on his teammates and on the club as a whole in the short stay that he had at Barcelona. And this was Barcelona's 100th El Clasico win in their history, with 74 wins coming in La Liga, 17 in the Copa del Rey, 5 in the Spanish Super Cup, 2 in the Champions League/European Cups, and 2 in the League Cups, which does not get played anymore. Now, 64 of these wins have been at Barca's home stadiums, with 31 being at Real Madrid stadiums and 5 of them at neutral venues. Now, Barcelona still have to play one more Clasico match this season, with the second leg of the Copa del Rey semi-final that will be played on April 5th at the Spotify Camp Nou. And if Barcelona win that match, not only will they qualify to the final of the Copa del Rey, but they will also be equaling Real Madrid's record as far as El Clasico matches won, because even though Barcelona have 100 wins in El Clasico, Real Madrid currently have 101. Now, that was not the only record that was set in yesterday's match. Another record that was set was Frank Kessi's goal, which was the number 3,000 goal at the Spotify Camp Nou. And I gotta say, what a way of scoring the number 30,000 goal at the Spotify Camp Nou, doing it during the final moments of the match. And not only to win El Clasico match, but also to put Barcelona 12 points ahead of their arch rivals. Now, in the post-press conference, Xavi spoke about yesterday's match, where he expressed his absolute happiness of winning the Clasico match. And he said, "It's not decided. Still a lot of games to play, but it's huge. I think we deserved the win. We were better. We created more chances. The team really gave everything. We worked on defense and offense in everything. It's a huge win for us. We gained a lot of confidence with this win." Now, to echo what Xavi said, this was definitely an important win, not only because it put Barcelona 12 points ahead of Real Madrid, but also because of what meant for the team to win during this very difficult time where we have a whole media campaign being orchestrated against Barcelona for the Enriquez Negreira case. And after all the bad receptions that the team has been receiving at away stadiums, most recently against Athletic Club de Bilbao, where the fans threw monetary bills at the players with the words Barcelona Mafia, and where the fans spent the entire 90 minutes insulting the players, insulting the whole team, and insulting FC Barcelona as an institution. Now, Real Madrid's coach Carlo Ancelotti also gave some interesting statements in the post-match press conference where he said, "It was a complete performance from the first to the last minute. We didn't win because of the offside, which we'll still have doubt about." These are interesting statements by Real Madrid's coach Carlo Ancelotti, who is suggesting that Real Madrid deserved to win because they played better, and that the only reason why they didn't win was because the VAR disallowed Marcos Asensio's goal due to the offside position, which in my opinion is absolutely ridiculous. Barcelona were superior to Real Madrid. They dominated throughout the match. They maintained possession of the ball. They created more chances and created more danger. And like I already said, if it wasn't for Ronald Araujo's own goal, then Real Madrid wouldn't really done anything or wouldn't produced anything at all either. And honestly, Real Madrid didn't really offer much besides the same tactic that Carlo Ancelotti seems to use match after match, which is to pass all the balls to Vinicius Jr. in hope that he does something. And if Vinicius Jr. does create something, whether score a goal, provide an assist, then great, Real Madrid win. And if not, then oh well, on to the next match and on to using the same exact tactic. Now, thanks to Ronald Araujo, who canceled out Vinicius Jr. for most of the match, Real Madrid weren't able to create anything. And this is, once again, a deficiency by Carlos Ancelotti, who doesn't know what else to do besides pass the ball to Vinicius Jr. And this shows that Xavi has already beat Carlo Ancelotti, tactically speaking, on several occasions, with Xavi having won 4 out of the last 6 Clasico matches where both coaches had gone head-to-head. Now, Xavi did respond to Carlo Ancelotti's statements about the VAR disallowing Marco Asensio's goal and Ancelotti having doubts about that VAR decision. And Xavi said, "Doubts about the offside? Man, it's clear. It's offside or it's not. I'm surprised that Ancelotti has doubts about the disallowed goal because it's a scientific question. It's clearly offside and there's no doubt about it." Now, I agree with Xavi 100%. I don't understand what Carlo Ancelotti is complaining about. Offside calls are not open for interpretation by the referees. You're either offside or you're not. And this is something that's decided by the VAR computer, where it measures the position of all the players. And based on that, it rules either that you're offside or you're not. So this is not like the referee missed the call, or the referee didn't see something happen, or the referee interpreted a foul which wasn't a foul, or interpreted a penalty kick that wasn't a penalty kick. This was an offside call made by the VAR computer, not by any referees. And then this is, again, a matter not open for interpretation. You're either offside or you're not. But of course, it's much easier to blame the VAR or some disallowed goal rather than do a self-assessment and try to figure out what went wrong and what needs to be improved and what the team needs to work on. It's just much easier to say, oh, it was the VAR, so let's continue doing what we always do, which is, again, send balls to Vinicius Jr. and hope for the best. But of course, this is great for us Barcelona fans, because if Carlo Ancelotti does not want to make a self-assessment and doesn't want to figure out what's going on with the team and try to improve on it, this of course benefits us. Let him keep crying and let him do the same thing over and over again. Send balls to Vinicius Jr. and we'll still have Ronald Araujo there ready to cancel out that threat, and with Carlo Ancelotti having nothing else to offer tactically. Now, while we are on the topic, it seems that Florentino Perez, who was invited to watch El Clasico match, as it's the customary thing to do, decided not to attend the match because he didn't want to receive any hostility from the fans, given Real Madrid's decision to join that legal complaint against Barcelona in the Enriquez Negreira case, which is of course laughable because here we have the president of one of the biggest clubs in the history hiding from the fans. Now, not everything was good news coming out of a Clasico match. Barcelona announced today that after medical exams were performed on Ronald Araujo, it seems that he has suffered an adductor injury. Now, Barcelona have not specified how long Ronald Araujo is gonna be out, but initial reports are saying around 2 weeks, that's how long the international break is gonna be, exactly 15 days. So that means that Ronald Araujo hopefully will be back by the time La Liga season comes back. Now, Ronald Araujo was not the only player to suffer an injury in yesterday's match. The Netherlands coach Ronald Koeman has announced that Frankie de Jong has withdrawn from the Netherlands squad and will not be participating in this FIFA international break, because it seems that Frankie de Jong suffered a hit during the final 10 seconds of the match, and after an MRI was conducted on the player, medical exams have ruled that Frankie de Jong needs to get some rest, so he will not be traveling with the Netherlands national squad. Now, Barcelona have not confirmed Frankie de Jong's injury, but it has been confirmed by Ronald Koeman, and hopefully we'll see also Frankie de Jong come back once La Liga season resumes. Now, I personally, as long as Ronald Araujo and Frankie de Jong come back by when the season resumes, would rather see them stay in Barcelona, getting that very much needed rest. That way they can be fresh and they can be well rested for the last stretch of the season, which is when things get complicated for all the teams, as fatigue starts to set in and as players start to deal with more and more injuries. Now, on to the news that more and more clubs continue to join the long list of teams interested in signing the Moroccan winger Abde. Now, Abde is currently on loan with Osasuna until the end of the season with no option or obligation to buy, so he will be coming back to Barcelona during the summer. And it's reported that Barcelona want to give Abde a chance during the preseason to see if he can earn his spot on the first team. But nonetheless, if Barcelona do receive a good offer for the Moroccan player, then they won't hesitate offloading him, because the club are in dire need to reduce their wage bill by 200 million euros come summer 2023. Now, there's a long list of clubs currently interested in Abde, including Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, and Wolverhampton in the Premier League. And in La Liga, there's both Real Betis and Atletico de Madrid who are also interested in the Moroccan player. Now, in the case of Atletico Madrid, they are looking more for a swap deal, which Barcelona are not in favor of, and they're looking to offload him and make some money, which they think they can make around 15 to 20 million euros. So we're gonna have to see what kind of offers will the club receive for Abde, and whether Barcelona will end up deciding selling him come this summer. Now, speaking of Wolverhampton, it's reported that the Premier League club has made their final decision, and they have decided to offload the Portuguese midfielder Ruben Neves. Now, we haven't talked about Ruben Neves in quite some time, but he is the Sporting Committee #1 option to replace Sergio Busquets in a pivot position. However, it's reported that Xavi is not too convinced with the player, and therefore Barcelona have not decided to make a move for Ruben Neves. Now, if Xavi does decide to change his mind, this operation will be a very easy one, since Ruben Neves' agent is Jorge Mendes, who's been looking to transfer his player to Barcelona. And now that Wolverhampton have decided to finally sell him in the summer, then there won't be any kind of hurdles or any problems of bringing the player over to Barcelona, especially since Wolverhampton would prefer to sell Ruben Neves to another team outside of the Premier League, because they don't want to sell him to a direct competitor. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I'd like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.